guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to jump straight into today's video, which is basically about the supplements I take, how and when I take them, and more importantly, why I'm taking them. So before I get going on my must-have supplements, I'm going to let you guys take a sneak peek into my supplement cupboard, which is so interesting, by the way. Not. So let's go check it out. As you can see, this is my supplement cupboard. Well, kind of. It's got pretty much all of my supplements here, barring the ones that are too big to fit in. But you can see I've got my niacin here, my biotin, my BCAAs, my chia seeds, my turmeric. I've got loads of them here. I will go through some of my top supplements for everyday use with you guys now. Right, so now you've taken a look at my not so impressive supplement cupboard, I'm going to go through a few of the supplements that I'm taking, how and when I take them, but more importantly, why I'm taking them. Because there is no point taking something that you have no idea what it's doing for you. So it's really important to know exactly the benefits you're gaining from what you're taking. Otherwise, I really don't see the point in doing it. Now, I'm not a medical professional. I've said this in one of my previous videos. So this is just for educational purposes. It's just sharing my journey. But more importantly, for me, because I've got an autoimmune disease, this is just something that works for me. And I believe that most disease happens when your cellular health is at an all-time low and the balance of good and bad is slightly off. Right, okay. Now, I take quite a few supplements. I'm not going to go through all of them with you today because we'd be here all day. So I want to make this video quite quick and informative. So I take 3 supplements first thing in the morning. On an empty stomach, and I'm going to go through which ones I take and why I'm taking them on an empty stomach. So the first thing I will take is my, you see that there is my B12. Really, really important. I think so many people are deficient in B12, and especially if you don't have a diet full of protein, meats, and that's me. So at the moment I'm eating a lot of vegetables and plant-based foods, so this is imperative. And it works best in an acidic environment. So that's first thing in the morning. If you take it, it's going to go through the system a lot more efficiently and quickly, as opposed to if you've had food and then you take it. So I take that first thing in the morning, followed by my least favourite thing in the world. This is apple cider vinegar with the mother. It's fantastic. It's got so many health benefits. It just goes on and on and on. And it's good for gut health. So I will take this straight after my B12. I'll literally just pour this into a glass as much as I feel. If I'm feeling brave, a little bit more than usual. And then I'll just fill it up with water and I'll down that. Oh my God, is it harsh? But yeah, very, very good. So if you can tolerate it and you can do it, give it a go. The next thing I'll do, so this is all first thing in the morning. So if I get up between 6 and 7, I'm literally doing this first thing in the morning. The third thing I'll take on an empty stomach is this. This is my CBD paste. So you've got CBD oil. This is a paste. And I've got a really lovely lady who's based in, where's she based? Not Sheffield, Liverpool. And she makes this herself. She's fantastic. She's got a Facebook page. I'll put her details in the description box. I don't have Facebook, but if you have, go and check out her profile. She's got all the details of how she makes it and the sort of people, their testimonies and stuff, and just how fantastic this is. Right, okay, so I've covered with you the things I would take first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Right, I'll let those sort of digest and go through the system. I give it about an hour. Then I normally have some porridge, and I'll have that with just water mixed in with it. I don't have dairy, and I'm trying to stay away from alternative milks because, not that they're not good and they have benefits, but I think for me, I want to keep it as clean as possible, especially because I'm going through an acute relapse, and I think it's really important. So I'll literally just have some porridge, and I've got some of these, which are organic chia seeds, which I just mix in with normally some strawberries, raspberries and blueberries, and that does me, it's fantastic. So at that point, I've now lined my stomach, so I'm good to go with the second lot of supplements that I take. So I will go with, God, I'm just trying to find them all here. I then take this, which is vitamin C. Now, you can take the absorbic acid, which is the pharmaceutical grade. I don't. I decide to take it in the form of camu camu, which is a fruit which is found normally in Peru, so South America, and it's organic. So it's vitamin C in its natural form, and really you should be trying to take as much as you possibly can in its natural form, because things that are pharmaceutical grade, not saying there's not a place for them, but they have additives and they have things that aren't so natural put into them. So if you can get it in a natural form, give it a go. Vitamin C is so imperative to an optimal immune system and healing. So it's vitally important, and it's one of my must-have. I say must-have. These are all must-have supplements. The ones that I'm going through with you today, they're imperative for good health, good cellular health. If you've been diagnosed with any autoimmune condition, and to be honest, normally when you get one autoimmune condition, you normally get more. So it really is. You need to combine certain supplements to just help you through the process. So yeah, very, very important. Immune system function, healing. And for me, when I'm going through a relapse, I take this maybe 3 or 4 times a day. I just mix it in with some water and I'm good to go. Right, okay, my next one go-to is my vitamin D. As you can see here, these are 4,000 IUs. I think the daily recommended allowance is 1,000 IU, but I take 2 of these a day, so that's 8,000 IUs. So that's 8 times the amount that you're recommended to take, because I think, especially with MS, there has been a correlation between low vitamin D levels and the incidence of MS. So for me, I've been tested before and I've shown that I am quite deficient, and I think most people that live here in the UK probably have some sort of deficiency, because let's face it, we don't have quality sunshine all year round, and when we do get it, it's really short-lived, and even then you're normally so depleted in vitamin D that even if you had 3 months of good sunshine to probably get up to the optimum level that you'd need, it just still wouldn't be enough. So it's really, really important. I recommend highly getting a good supplement of vitamin D. I will be putting all of these in the description box for you guys, but do your own research. Really, really important. This is your own journey. What works for me or someone else might not necessarily work for you, so it's important that you do your own research, go on your own wellness journey and find what works for you. Okay, so brings me on to my probiotics, which means pro-life basically. Now I looked into these years and years ago, and I'm not sure what put me off. I just never ever got around to taking these. I think mainly because my supplements were costing me an absolute fortune. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to hit upon this really quick. There's no point buying supplements, taking them, and then your diet's crap. So you've got a diet high in processed foods, processed sugars, bad lifestyle. You really need to combine a healthy living way with the supplements. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, and more importantly, you're wasting money, because one doesn't work without the other. You need to combine the two together to get optimum results. And for me, because I have got an autoimmune disease and I've got MS, I really need to be on point with all of it. It's a real holistic approach for me. So yeah, I just never got around to taking these. But I did some research this time around with my latest relapse, because I just thought, I've had 4 relapses now in the last year. I've never consistently taken these supplements. So now is the time to maybe just get on it a bit more and really research and find out what is proven to help. Now, there is a correlation again between MS and leaky gut, which is where bad bacteria get into the gut system and they literally produce toxins, and it goes from the blood-brain barrier, and this is potentially what could affect MS and cause relapses and make the condition worse. So I've invested in these. Apparently you need a minimum of 15 billion bacterias minimum. I've got 40, so it's it's 15 strain, but these contain 40 billion different varieties of bacteria, good bacteria of course. So yeah, I take 2 of these a day, every single day, but you do need to line your stomach because you can get quite nauseous with these, so it's really important you do eat something before taking these. Right, okay, let's moving on. Right, okay, niacin. This is probably one of the most underestimated supplements that's out on the market, I think. I knew very little about this. It was only when I started doing my MS research that I found out that it's a fantastic supplement for brain health. Just, you know, optimum brain functioning, decreasing depression and anxiety, which is really important because let's face it, with things like MS and other autoimmune disease, and all diseases for that matter, becomes anxiety about the condition and sometimes depression about it as well. It also has been helped to increase the HDL cholesterol. So people always focus on the bad cholesterol that we get from high saturated fats and a high saturated fat diet. But there is the other cholesterol, which is the HDL, which is actually the good cholesterols that you would get from things like avocados and oily fishes and stuff like that. So they're really, really important. Okay, so niacin, put it on your list, do a bit of research, see if it's going to work for you. Okay, brings me on to the next one. So these are all after I've lined my stomach, by the way. Okay, so I've got here high strength omega-3s fish oils. Now again, this is another one that really I never looked into too much, probably because I had a lot of oily fish in my diet, so I didn't think there was a place for it. But I was totally wrong, because actually there is every place for this. And with any kind of brain disease like MS or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or anything that's to do with the brain, even things like Alzheimer's, this has been proven to help and reduce the risk. So what are the benefits? Why should you take it? Again, it's an improvement in brain health, which is really, really important. Decrease in depression and anxiety, so it's another one like niacin. So, you know, again, if you suffer with low moods, and I know I do, it comes part and parcel with the MS, and you can feel in a really dark place. So anything that's going to increase your mood and your energy levels and just decrease anxiety and depression is a good thing. So definitely on my list of must supplements. There we go. Okay, brings me on to another one. This is one of my favourites actually. I've got here my turmeric and black pepper capsules. Now, I've been taking these now, even before I had my relapse, I was kind of taking them on and off, not religiously. What happens with me is I tend to get unwell, then I get really on that boat of just, right, I've got to take everything religiously. Then when I get better, I slide off and I start sporadically taking things. This time I've learned this has got to be a lifestyle change for me and I've got to stick to it. So this comes with black pepper and ginger. And I believe the reason for that is it is digested through the system and absorbed more efficiently when it's mixed with that concoction there. Now, I eat a lot of curries and Indian food because my dad is Indian, so I was brought up eating a lot of Asian food, and turmeric has a massive anti-inflammatory purpose, so it's amazing for things like that. Obviously, MS affects the myelin around the nerves, the myelin sheath, and it causes inflammation in the brain. So anything that's anti-inflammatory is going to be a great thing, okay? So that's another one on my must-have. I normally end the day, so that's normally the supplements I would take religiously every day. And I take the CBD paste again just before bed. Now, I do take other things, guys, but to be honest with you, they're not things that I would say would be essential. I think I've gone through all the essentials for me anyway that I would take on a day-to-day basis and I would not miss. I'd take other things like biotin, which is normally for skin, hair and nails, because again, with something like MS, when I get stressed, your hair seems to suffer, your skin suffers, and yeah, it's just not a good look. I also take flaxseed oil, which I'll take in the morning, like I take 2 tablespoons. I take my BCAAs because I train, so I want to try and make sure that I'm preserving and maintaining. I'll take some creatine to just help with recovery and just give me a little bit more oomph. So there are other things that I take, but these are the go-to must-have supplements that I take. Anyway, guys, that's enough. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's just, you know, give you some information or some food for thought to have a look at. Like I said, do your own research and see if any of this will work for you. Hopefully it does and you'll see some improvements. Even if you're well, there's a place for all of these supplements because it's almost a preventative than a cure. And on that note, guys, I'll catch you later. Thank you.